afternoon, everyone, and welcome to 22 News at 4. I'm Claire Overton, and we'll get to your top 4 at 4 in just a moment. But first, a look at your commuter traffic and weather. First of all, the weather was very gloomy today. We have 22 News Storm Team meteorologist Brian Lapis here. Brian, it was very wet today. Is that impacting the traffic at all?
That's a great question. And probably with a little road spray slowing things down a little bit. We do have one significant backup to show you, Claire. And to show you. I mean, you're the one that's compelled to watch us here. We have to be here. You're doing this because you get to, and we appreciate that. Anyway, let's take a look. There's a significant backup here on the Pike eastbound. Mass DOT is repairing an expansion joint, I believe, on a bridge over the Connecticut River here, on the bridge over the Connecticut River on the Pike. And that has squeezed the right lane out of the picture. The right lane there is closed. So anyway, there's slow going there on the Pike. But otherwise, no major problems. A little slowdown here on I-91 southbound between Holyoke and Northampton. Anyway, so a couple of minor slowdowns, something to keep in mind. And as Claire mentioned, the road spray may be slowing you down as well. Let's take a look at temperatures. High temperatures yesterday were in the 70s. I don't know if we're going to make it out of the 30s today. Look at that. I shouldn't say that I don't know. It's likely that many places don't. Right, Lane? It's likely that many places don't make it out of the 30s. 39 Greenfield, Northampton, Westfield, and Springfield. 36 in Pittsfield. And while we're not seeing much rain on radar, there is persistent drizzle up and down the valley and through the Berkshires. Even been a couple of sleet pellets in the hills here earlier today. I'm confident that we're going to get brighter here tomorrow. We'll track it with our 22 News Storm Team Skycast. Claire!
Pam Bondi has been ousted as President Trump's Attorney General. The decision comes after months of scrutiny over the Justice Department's handling of the Epstein files. The president has grown frustrated over Bondi not targeting his political opponents enough. Trump named Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche as acting Attorney General, but some reports say EPA head Lee Zeldin is being looked at as a permanent pick. Over in Berkshire County, a couple from Adams have been sentenced to prison for the death of their infant foster child. The 10-month-old died in February of 2020 after multiple illness-related complications. The foster parents, Matthew Tucker and Cassandra Barlow Tucker, were accused of failing to seek medical treatment for the boy. They were convicted last month on involuntary manslaughter and reckless child endangerment charges, and today they were sentenced to 3 to 5 years in state prison. 3 Massachusetts state troopers were in court today in connection with the death of a recruit. They are all accused of committing reckless acts during a training exercise and are charged with involuntary manslaughter. All 3 have pleaded not guilty. At the center of the case is an unauthorized boxing match in 2024 that led to the death of recruit Enrique Delgado Garcia. We'll have more information on the court appearance on 22 News starting at 5. A Ludlow man was arrested for allegedly threatening the father of a victim in a pending sex trafficking case. According to the DOJ, Christopher Barbaro's grandson has multiple sex trafficking charges. And while those crimes were under investigation in the fall of 2024, investigators interviewed one of the victims and their father. Officials say after the individuals were interviewed, Barbaro allegedly sent the victim's father an aggressive text message, calling him and his child, quote, rats, among other profane language. Barbaro was in federal court last week and he was released on conditions. Now let's get another check of today's weather. Obviously, we know it's pretty wet out there, but do we have any more rain on the way, or is it going to clear up?
I think we're going to be damp here through sunrise tomorrow, and then things start to turn around a little bit for us. Let's take a look, shall we, Claire?
Shall we?
All right, we're gonna. And you can see here, low clouds everywhere, drizzle up and down the valley, another batch of showers on the way in here on the clouds and radar. Let's look into the future. So bottom line is it's cool and it's damp here tonight. 5 o'clock. Gray, passing light showers. Could be a few sleet pellets, especially north of Northampton tonight. Not a ton of steady rain or sleet, but it will be drizzly, moist, murky, fog, passing shower right through the overnight hours. Evening temperatures in the 30s. We start out between 32 and 38 here tomorrow morning at 7 o'clock. So it's gray for the first half of the day. Notice the clouds here at 10 o'clock. But then by noon, here comes some clearing. So gradual clearing here during the afternoon hours to a partly to even mostly sunny afternoon and much warmer. We go from upper 30s and low 40s here today to 60s tomorrow and the chance at 70 degrees over the weekend. We'll track it on 22 News starting at 5. Claire.
The CDC this week paused testing for over 24 diseases, including rabies and monkeypox. The pause comes in the wake of dramatic downsizing at the CDC over the past year. The pox virus and rabies labs lost about half of their prior staff, according to the National Public Health Coalition. A government spokesman called the pause temporary and attributed it to a, quote, routine review to uphold our commitment to high-quality laboratory testing. The FDA has approved a second weight loss pill to enter the evolving obesity drug market. The pill, branded as Foundayo, will be available through Eli Lilly's LillyDirect program on April 6th. It will eventually be made available through pharmacies and other providers. Eli Lilly says Foundayo can be taken at any time and without any food or water restrictions. Reuters reports that while oral weight loss drugs are not expected to replace injectable treatments, they could take up about 20% of the market by the end of the decade. And now for a look at what we're working on for 22 News starting at 5. April is Distracted Driving Awareness Month. See how local officials are focusing on limiting accidents. Plus, at the State House, legislators continue to weigh potential November ballot questions. See how one would change the way primary elections function. And how a famed journalist is inspiring women in Western Massachusetts.
A reminder that there's some construction happening on the bridge crossing the Connecticut River, Mass Pike eastbound. You can see this backup here. They're eliminated one lane for these repairs. So slow going eastbound to the Connecticut River. Also some slow going as the evening commute gets underway downtown, but nothing significant here. And 91 north of Chicopee looks to be running okay now, which is certainly good news. We'll update the drying trend for the weekend and the warming trend for the weekend on 22 News starting at 5.
Well, thanks, Brian, and thank you for joining us this afternoon for 22 News at 4. Join us on TV starting at 5. You can get all your local news and weather updates anytime on wwlp.com and, of course, the 22 News mobile app.